Now, this is my second video of over 40 beauty questions, and there are lots of them. Today we're only going to do 3 because the last video got a little bit long, I thought. Nah, maybe not. My friend Michelle gave me some really great feedback about it though, so that was really appreciated. And if you go back and look at it, my friend Christy did captions on it. Sorry, I dropped this. My friend Christy did captions on my last video. It is so cool. So now you can watch it at work and not have to listen to my goofy voice. So watch it at work when you're on break. And you can see the captions and see exactly what I'm saying. So today we're only going to do 3 questions because we're going to keep it a little bit shorter. But these questions are kind of fun. I really like them. So here is one of the first questions, and I get this all the time. People come in and they say, I need a new mascara, but I want one that doesn't get clumpy. Ugh, I hate that question. Or I hate when people say that. Because here's the thing. There are ways that you can use mascara. I keep dropping this thing. There are ways that you can use mascara that make it not clumpy. Mascara should not be clumpy. It's the way you're putting it on that makes it clumpy. Now, some people's eyelashes like certain textures of mascara better than others. For example, if your hair on your head is super fine textured, right? If it's really, really fine textured and really thin, your eyelashes are probably the same way. So a mascara that's a lighter weight, because mascaras are different weights, different formulas are different weights. So a lighter weight mascara might work better for you. If it's really, really thick and has what I call guts, right? It's like a gutsy mascara, where it's really thick and creamy, that might be too heavy for your eyelash texture. So not every mascara is going to work for everyone, but it still should never be clumpy. So figure out what kind of texture you like in a mascara. Do you like it thicker and more creamy, or do you like it thinner and more smooth and almost more liquidy? Figure out by trying different ones what kinds of mascara you like. Do you like a bristle brush, or do you like more of that synthetic brush, like those rubbery ones that are sort of flexible? Figure out what you actually like, what's easiest to work with for you, what makes your lashes look the way that you want them to look. And I want you to have a realistic expectation of what your lashes should look like, right? Because you know those mascara commercials on TV? Yeah, those models are pretty much always wearing fake eyelashes. Nobody's eyelashes look that good, right? Nobody's eyelashes look like that ever. Where they're all perfectly even and every lash goes straight up and they're perfectly cut evenly across the top. Yeah, nobody's lashes do that. Those are fake lashes. I hate it. It's so unrealistic and stupid. So don't go by the mascara commercials because it's probably not actually going to do that. So sometimes you have to try a few different ones, right? And some places make really great mini sizes of mascara so that you can try them out first. You don't have to buy the whole big size and then not like it. So try the little mini guys. They're great for travel. They're great to just throw in your bag to touch up with during the day. And they really help you know what kind of mascara you're going to like. So I have a technique for a way that you can use any mascara and it's going to make your lashes look better. And it's never going to get clumpy. And I developed this because I used to have to do makeup for a lot of fashion shows. And with fashion shows, you have tons of models, and they just like run them in front of you really quick, and you have to do their makeup super fast. So I had to find a way to do mascara that was quicker, but still made their lashes look really great. So what I figured out is there are a couple of things not to do with mascara. There are a couple of, when you do these things, that's going to cause the clumpiness. So one of them is the wiggle. Makes me crazy. Have you seen the TV commercial lately where they do that? Oh, I'm like, please stop. Don't do that. Because what happens when you do that is it dumps a bunch of mascara right in the center of your lashes and clumps them all together. That's how you get the clumpiness. I don't know why they tell you to do it that way. It's crazy. The other thing is if you just do this and you just start hitting them, you're hitting them in the center, dumping a bunch of product there, and then just going to the ends. You're missing the whole bottom half of the lash. So then it all clumps up in the middle and goes to the ends, and then they just all stick together. So there's a better way to do this. The better way is when you're first using it, what you want to do is you just want to do a super light coat, like 1, 2, 3. Hardly any, right? You're not trying to put a ton of mascara on the lashes. You're just doing that really quick thing. Oh, and by the way, the mascara that I'm using is Marc Jacobs. It's called Velvet Noir. Man, there's a lot of reflection on that. So I love this mascara. I keep going back to it over and over and over. I try zillions of different mascaras. And I just continually go back to this one. I don't know why. The other really great one that I love is there's a new one from Tarte called Big Ego. It's a bright pink container. It is awesome. If you want your lashes to look long as heck, that's the one. It's amazing. And it's got a lot of good conditioners in it too. Anyway, back to where we were. So you do that quick little 1, 2, 3, just barely putting any on your lashes. The only reason you're doing that is to give this next step something to grab onto. Okay? The next step is, for this one, you have to open your eyes wide. And you have to open them wide every time, right? You can't do this and try to put on mascara. So you open your eyes wide, and the way I do that is I even lift my eyebrows up. So I'm kind of lifting my brows to be able to get under there. You put this wand right at the very base of the lashes, and then instead of moving the wand up, you close your eyes all the way. So what you're doing is you're pushing your lashes through that brush. And the more pressure that you can put on that wand with your eyelid muscles, use those eyelid muscles. We're not used to using them voluntarily, so it's a little weird at first. It's a coordination thing. But it's like taking them to the gym and working them out. They get stronger over time. So open wide, put it at the base, and then push those lashes right through that brush. You're hardly moving the brush at all. You're just pressing them through. You've got to close them all the way. You can't go like halfway and make it work. You've got to completely close them all the way each time. Now, don't squeeze them at the bottom, because then you're going to get a bunch underneath. So just close them naturally, and this takes a little practice. Don't be upset with yourself if you can't do it right away. Just practice it a little and you'll get it really quickly. So there, and then press through as hard as you can. That pressure curls your lashes right up. See that? See how curled mine are? That's not from an eyelash curler. That's from doing this. It curls them, and it forces each little lash down in between the bristles of this brush. So this brush is shaped like a peanut. It's kind of cool. So see how there's space between those bristles? And so it's forcing each lash down between the bristles of that brush, so it coats them all the way around instead of just underneath. The other thing not to do is don't pile a bunch on the top of your lashes. I've seen people do this too. It drives me crazy. When you do that, it weighs your lashes down and it flattens them out. Makes sense, right? The weight of the mascara flattens your lashes out. So you're only working from underneath and you're pressing them through. The third thing that this does is when you're pushing them through, it pulls excess mascara off the ends. So then they're not clumping all together. So you're getting a really nice smooth motion from the lash base all the way up to the ends. And then it's pulling excess off the ends. No clumps. So then they look like that. Now, some people call that clumpy because they have a super unrealistic expectation of what mascara should look like on from the stupid TV commercials. Okay? This is what mascara should look like. This is natural lashes. This is what they do. A couple of them will kind of be closer together, closer to each other, so it looks like a little more solid block of lashes. Then some of them are more separated. That's real eyelashes. That's what they should look like. So don't expect perfection. Nobody's eyelashes are perfection. So I hope that helps you with mascara. So there's our first question down. All right, next question. Let's see. Little drink of wine. Go get your wine to share with me. Next question is, oh, I love this one. Why doesn't my lipstick stay on? I need a lipstick that stays on. Oh boy. You know me and my pet peeves already, right? Yeah. This is one of them. First of all, why do you think your mascara, see, I'm still on mascara. Why do you think your lipstick needs to stay on your face for 8 to 10 hours? Who came up with this? It's completely unrealistic. If your lipstick is staying on your mouth and through an entire meal, through 3 or 4 drinks, through, whatever, kissing somebody 50 times, I wish, your lipstick shouldn't stay on your face. I'm sorry. If something's staying on your face that long, it's probably got so many nasty chemicals in it, you don't want it on your mouth. Just saying. So don't expect your lipstick to stay on all day. So you have to touch up your lipstick once in a while. Now, if you're having to touch it up like every half hour, okay, that's annoying. There are totally things out there where you won't have to do that. But if you have to reapply your lipstick a couple of times a day, who cares? So when I was growing up, I loved watching old movies, right? Like Lauren Bacall and Betty Davis and Audrey Hepburn, and, right? One of the cool things that they used to do, but not just them, that women used to do, it was like a status thing, is when you're in a public place or in a restaurant, or you've done anything, whatever, you pull out this very fancy compact mirror from your purse, right? And then you pull out this lipstick with a really ornate, cool case on it, and you reapply your lipstick in the mirror. And it's really sophisticated and really cool, right? It's like the female version of James Bond. So I thought that was really cool when I was growing up. And that's probably part of what got me interested in makeup, because I loved it. And that I wanted to be those women, right? Like, I'm so not those women, but that's beside the point. Anyway, I loved it. And so that's kind of a cool statusy thing. I would love to bring that back. I think we should bring that back. Yves Saint Laurent makes lipsticks where the cases are still really fancy and really ornate. That's partly why they're so expensive. But man, their lipsticks are good. Dior too. Dior does the same thing. So their lipstick cases are really beautiful because they want you to pull them out in public and apply them, right? So that people see that and they're like, oh, what's that lipstick? That's beautiful. Right? We need to bring that stuff back. We need to bring back like that old 40s sort of glamour. So don't worry so much about not reapplying lipstick. It's not a big thing to have to reapply it a couple of times a day. Usually I can put on a lipstick in the morning before I go to work and wear it for 4 hours and then reapply it after lunch. You know, by that time, some of it's off, not all of it. But I mean, do I really want to eat lunch and eat a bunch of lipstick along with it? No, not really. So then I reapply it after lunch, and then it lasts me until I leave for the day. Not a big deal. That's kind of okay to do. So don't worry about it so much. There are different types of lipsticks that do last longer than others, but they're going to be matte finish. And people always say to me, I want a really long-lasting lipstick, but I don't want it to be matte, and I don't want it to come off on things, but I don't want it. I want it to be shiny. I want it to be really moisturizing. It doesn't exist. I'm sorry. That doesn't exist. It just doesn't. It doesn't work that way. The longer wearing lipstick is, the more matte it's going to be. That's just science. So matte lipsticks, especially the liquid matte lipsticks, are the ones that are going to last the longest. And those are going to be mostly the ones that are non-transferable. Now, there are some liquid matte lipsticks that are lip creams. Those are transferable. Those are going to come off on stuff. But regular liquid lipsticks are going to be non-transferable. They won't come off on your wine glass. They won't come off on your coffee cup, etc., etc. There are matte lipsticks in a bullet form, like normal twist-up matte lipsticks, right? One of the best ones is Bobbi Brown. Bobbi Brown matte lipsticks are amazing. You can put those babies on 4 hours, no problem. They look fantastic. They look just like when you put them on. I absolutely love them. There's not tons of colors, but it doesn't matter because the colors are awesome. Little expensive, totally worth it. When I say expensive, I mean like $37. Yeah, it's a little bit to pay for a lipstick. But if you just have that one, you're good. So bullet lipsticks that are matte are going to last longer. It goes down from there. Okay, so let me show you a couple things. So, like this one's Yves Saint Laurent. This is cool. This is a lip and cheek. You can use it on your lips. You can use it as a little blush. Really awesome. But this is what they call those matte lip creams, where they're not going to be, they're going to transfer off onto things, right? So that's one form. Then we go down to things like this. So this is Dior, and this is, technically it's a lip gloss, but it has a lot more pigment than a normal lip gloss. So you're going to get a lot more color out of it, but it's still going to be shiny. This is not going to stay on as long. Things that are shiny or things that are moisturizing are going to come off faster than things that are matte. The more emolliency there is to it, the faster it's going to come off. That's why you have to reapply a lip balm about every half hour, because they're really moistury, they're really emollient. So those are the different types of lip products. So if you're expecting to have a really super moistury, really shiny, glossy lip color that's in a cream form, don't expect it to last more than about an hour and a half, 2 hours at the very most. It's just not a realistic expectation. And it's not a big deal to touch it up. Pull it out, touch it up, be that sophisticated 1940s woman in the movies, and don't worry about it. Start a new trend. You know, why not? Here's the thing. There's one big reason that people's lip color comes, well, no, two big reasons that people's lip color comes off. One is you don't exfoliate your lips enough. You need to exfoliate them on a regular basis because they get a lot of dead skin built up and then it's trying to slough itself off and it's taking the lipstick with it. So if you don't want to hassle, just buy lip scrub. There's a zillion of them out there. They're everywhere. Or you can make your own at home. You can use a little bit of like grapeseed oil and some baker's sugar and a little bit of mint extract. Throw those together, throw them in a little jar. There you go. There's your lip scrub. So do your lip scrub about every other day. And then put a little bit of balm on your lips at night, just a nice clear balm. Or, a lip mask. Laneige makes a great sleeping lip mask, and it comes in different flavors. And it's really awesome. I use it every single night, and I really never have to use lip balm during the day. So if you do that, that's one reason that lipstick comes off. And then your lipstick's going to stay on better when you're exfoliating them all the time because it's not trying to exfoliate itself. But here's the biggest reason that lipstick does not stay on your lips. And I'll show you. Can I find here we go. Let's find this one. Here's what everybody does. You're going to totally relate to this. This, you put the lip color on, and you go. You see people do that? It makes me crazy. I just want to yell at them. I just want to say, stop, stop doing that. Here's why people do that. It's a really interesting story, actually. So way back when they were making those old movies, there was a makeup artist named Max Factor. Remember him? Remember there was a Max Factor makeup line? Max Factor was a really cool guy. He was a great makeup artist. He did makeup for all the big movie stars of the 40s. When he first started doing makeup, lipsticks were in like a compact with a brush, right? And you had to take a bunch out with the brush and press it onto the lips, and then it had so much wax in it you had to press your lips together, right? You had to move it around and press it and heat it up to get it to move. And so when lipsticks started being first put into like a bullet where you twist it up, they had to put it in a mold, but to get it to hold its shape, they had to put tons of wax in it too. So all that wax made you have to press and rub your lips together so that it would cause friction and therefore heat and melt the wax so that you could spread the lipstick over your lips. Makes sense, right? That got so ingrained in our culture, probably from watching women do it in movies when they touched up their lipstick, that women still do it now. Everybody does it. You get it from watching people older than you as you're growing up, right? Didn't everybody's mother do that? It's just one of those things that everyone does. Here's the problem with that. That old technology doesn't exist anymore. We don't need it anymore, right? It wasn't even technology, honestly. We have much better technology now. So when you do that, when you rub your lips together really hard like that, now it's literally breaking down the pigments in your lipstick and making it come off much, much faster than it would if you just left it alone. Put your lipstick on and just leave it alone. Resist the urge to rub your lips together like that because one, you don't need to do it, and two, it kills your lipstick on your lips and it makes it come off really fast. It is a very hard habit to break. It takes you a good month probably to break it. It took me about a month to break that habit. But once you stop doing that, it's amazing how much better your lipstick stays on. It's crazy. So that's why. It's just one of those weird ingrained things in our culture that we don't even think about. But that's why your lipstick's coming off your mouth all the time. So try out a bunch of different types of lipsticks. Decide which formula you like. It's just like deciding what kind of mascara you like. Decide, do you have to have shine on your lips? Some people can't stand that matte look because it looks dry sometimes. I wear almost exclusively matte lipsticks. I do not do shine because I don't like sliminess. I did a video about that where I actually tried on a gloss. It was okay, like I could live with that one, but I don't do it very often. I kind of have to have matte. If you feel like matte is too drying for your lips, or it just looks really dry, because a lot of the new ones are not actually drying. You just think they are because it makes your lips look dry. It's a weird psychological trick. And you want some like creaminess to it, then try a cream bullet lipstick, right? This is, this one's Kaja. So this one's kind of creamier, and it's really cool. It's got lipstick on one end, and it's got a lip liner on the other end. So we'll talk about lip liner in a second here. I'll do those. You can tell I use this a lot. It's really old, and yeah, it's not that old, but it looks like it's 20 years old. It's not. So decide what kind of formula you like. Do you like a creamy feel? Do you like matte? Do you need it to not transfer off onto things? Do you like it just sheer? If you want to wear a darker color, sometimes sheer is better. Sometimes, you know, if you're not used to a dark color or bright red, get like a sheer red balm, because it's baby steps leading into a brighter color if you're not used to wearing that. Here's the thing about lip colors, is not every lip color works on everybody. It has a lot to do with your skin tone, right? So if you can get your skin tone checked, and they have a system for which lip colors work on you, do that. Sephora has a great one. If you download their app, they have something where you can hold up your phone. It uses Apple Live technology. You hold up your phone, and you can find out your color number, and then put that in there. It shows you only your best colors for your skin tone, and you can scroll through and you can see them change on your lips. It's the coolest thing. You get really addicted to it. You get nothing else done. If you need to clean your kitchen, yeah, it's not going to happen because you're sitting there scrolling through the lip colors. It's crazy. It's an addictive thing. But it really helps to be able to see. And the real true test of whether a lip color works on you is when you put it on, do you constantly just notice the lip color, or do you notice your eyes more? If a lip color makes your eyes pop more, it's a good color for you. So that's a quick, easy way to be able to tell. You can tell when it doesn't do that because your eye is constantly drawn down to your lips. It just grabs way too much attention. Or put on a color and then have a friend like walk away from you and then walk back in the room and ask what they noticed instantly. If they notice only your lips, it's the wrong color. But if they notice your eyes, it's a great color for you. Don't you love that tip? I love that one. It's so good. Okay. So hopefully that helped you with lip products and why your lip color does not stay on. 1940s, Max Factor. Here's another cool thing. So Max Factor, that makeup artist in the 1940s, of course he had a family, right? And you go down the generations, whatever. His great grandsons are twins. And their names are Dean and Davis Factor, and they are awesome, by the way. And they started Smashbox Cosmetics. How cool is that? So it's like a family legacy. Really cool. I love that. Okay, what's our next question? Oh, what kind of brow products should I use? I think I have a whole brow video. I'll have to look back and see, but I think I have a whole brow video. But let's talk about types of products in brows, because there's lots of them. And they're coming out with new ones all the time. So there are several different types of brow products, and it depends on what you use, depends on what you want the end result of your brows to be. Right? Do you want them to look really, really natural? Do you want them to be super bold, or do you want somewhere in between? Right? Now, this is a difficult category if you're over 50, especially. If you have, not even just if you're over 50, but specifically if you are over 40 or over 50 and you are letting your hair go gray. It is very difficult to find the right color. It can drive you absolutely crazy. Fortunately, some brands are now starting to come back with colors that work. Bobbi Brown has always had a great gray eyeshadow, a great gray brow color for women with gray hair. So that's always a really great one. It's sometimes a little hard to find. You might have to go online to get it, but her gray color in both the pencil and the powder is awesome. It is just perfect. Some other brands are starting to come out with them now too. Hourglass has one that's called Ash that's really good. So that one's great for gray hair. And then this is a new one. Can you see that? It's really hard to see with the light reflections. But this is Benefit. It's called Precisely My Brow. And they also have one called Brow Definer. No, it's called Goof Proof Brow. And those come now in gray. It's literally called gray. It's awesome. So this has become kind of one of my go-to products because it's just the right color. I think that's actually what I have in now, and it looks just like kind of the darker gray tones of my hair. So I love that. Really, really fun. There are also, if you want really natural looking brows, something like this. This is Give Me Brow from Benefit. So this has a teeny tiny little brush. And this is, they number these products. So this is a 4.5, but there's also a 5 and a 6. And those are more, almost more kind of ashy tones too. 6 is really, really dark. But 4.5 and 5 are really pretty good for most people with gray hair. Anastasia makes one. Where is it? Here it is. This is a newer product. So if you've seen Dip Brow in Anastasia, it looks like this. It's like the brow pomade. This is the gel form of it. So kind of the same thing. It's just that this one has a brush. What makes this one a little bit different than most of them that have a brush is that most of those, it sticks to your hair, but it won't stick to your skin. This one does. This actually sticks to skin and hair both. So what you can do is you open it up and you tap it all off, right? You're kind of pulling that excess product off, and then you can just brush it right into the brows, right? Very simply. So this will just add some color, and it just gives you a really nice natural look to your brows. Or you can use a brow brush and then just dab the brow brush on it, and then you can use it that way if you like a little more control or a little more definition to your brow. The brow brush is also great with regular original Dip Brow. So this is a pomade. It's much more of like a creamy, thick sort of product. This one, if you use just a tiny bit of it, if you use just a little bit and very lightly put it into your brows, you can get a nice natural look from it. Or you can go all the way up to that full out like Instagram eyebrow if you want to. Most people probably don't want to. It's sort of a fad thing that's kind of starting to go away. So, but you can do that if you want to. If you want a really strong look, you know, if you're doing a very specific look with your brows, that pomade is awesome. Just with a nice kind of stiff angled brush that has a little spoolie on the other end. This is that's a spoolie. Those little bristles like that. So those are usually on the end of good eyebrow brushes, and they're on the end of a lot of pencils too. So I use those a lot. You can just brush right through your hairs with them. When you're first doing your brows, if you brush everything straight up, it's really helpful because then you can really see the bottom edge and see where it needs to be filled in. And you just sketch a straight line from here to here, and then a straight line from here down to the tail. And then you're basically just filling everything above that. And then you can take your spoolie and just brush it again, just like that. So it just smooths it all out. So spoolies are awesome. Great thing. Weird name, great product. All right, so that is brows. So I hope that gave you some good information on lips and brows and mascara. And the more questions that I get, if you post some questions that you still have in the comments down below, then my next video is probably going to be about one of those. And then I'll call you out on the videos, and we'll talk about your questions and get you some answers to those. So subscribe to my channel, please, and share it with your friends that are over 40, 50, 60, 70, doesn't matter. Anybody can watch it, really. I have 20-year-olds that I work with that watch them sometimes, and I love that. Hi, guys. It's really fun. I love that you watch the videos. So subscribe and share, please, and join me for my next one. And post your comments below and ask me some questions. Give me a shout out. Thanks. Have a great day.